Hey, Matt.
Hi, Lance. How you doing?
Hi there. I am doing just groovy.
I haven't seen you in like a day.
That's right. Because we kind of did this last night with the whole crew,
We didn't do what we're going to do tonight.
a version thereof.
Yeah, well, we had what was an unplanned, unscripted walkthrough of the entire Night Photo Summit. Which, by the way, if you guys are joining us and you didn't know and you've been living under a rock, we launched a Night Photo Summit, and we're really happy to talk to you about it. What's the Night Photo Summit, Lance?
Well, the Night's Photo Summit is a virtual event held over 3 days in February with 28 speakers, 36 presentations, 3 panel discussions, 3 image reviews, a film screening, an after party, and an under the moon party.
Under the
Hosted
moon.
by, organized and hosted under the moon. Yeah, over the moon, under the moon. Hosted and organized by us, National Parks at Night.
Wow.
But we've decided that we wanted to bring in a lot of other people and really expand on the breadth of information and just to show some of the large scope of night photography that's out there. It's going to be a really killer event. As far as we know, this is the very first online night photography summit or conference that there has ever been. And yeah, February 12 to 14, 2021.
Wow. I got to turn on Do Not Disturb. All of our Slack's coming through. So
those
yeah.
notifications.
So we have a spiffy logo for this. And then, as Lance said, we have numbers of things. Lots of people that we really admire for lots and lots of reasons have chosen to join us in bringing night photography to the world. What we really, our mission is to teach everybody who wants to learn about night photography, the craft of night photography. So
and every different flavor of night photography too.
Yep. And this broadens the scope too, where NPAN, National Parks at Night, is really focused on precious spaces primarily, right? We do some things that are urban, some things are suburban, but it's primarily in or around parks or things that are similar to parks.
Right.
The Night Photo Summit is galaxy-wide, all kinds of night photography. So we practice almost all of these kinds, but because of our narrow focus on national parks and night photography, we don't often talk about these other things because they're a little bit outside of what's part of that business, right? So the Night Photo Summit allowed us to take all these other cool people that we love working with or watching or interested in who are not necessarily night photographers and have this wonderful event with them.
Yeah. But we're our core focus, what we do, what we teach is night photography. But the things that we're interested in are the National Park Service and the many different units of the Park Service and national parks around the world as well, World Heritage sites, etc. But also dark sky and dark sky preservation.
Absolutely.
And that's something, those are two things that we've brought in as well. So the presentations are going to be, all things night photography, but we also have some really cool and dynamic speakers and presenters who are going to be talking about dark skies and dark sky parks, preserving dark skies, and national park experiences, how to get the most of any visit to a national park, and just anything to do with the amazing public lands that we have in this country.
Truth.
Yeah.
So our purpose tonight is not to walk through the entire summit, which we did last night. If you want to know in loving detail what we think about all of the speakers and the talks, go check out the replay from last night. We had it streamed on YouTube. We had it streamed to both of the Facebook pages. You should be able to find it very easily. If you don't, ask us. We'll put it in the chat here. Number two, tonight is all about questions. We started last night with the premise that we're going to answer a lot of questions, but we started talking about the whole program, and it kind of ran away with us. So tonight we're taking all of the questions that we know people have been asking over and over, and we're going to talk about them. And we want you to post your questions in the chat also. That'll give us a chance to know if there's anything new that you'd like to know that we might have missed. So, but before I do that, I'm just gonna point out that if you take a look at the speakers, we have an astrophysicist, a ton of amazing photographers, the deepest knowledge about photo pills, one of the senior members of Adobe, who's deeply creative, many photographers that we know and love, the author of The End of Night, Paul Bogard, some amazing light writers like Eric Paré, who's much more than a light writer, filmmakers. We have a deep space astrophotographer Forrest, who's also from Rocky Mountain School of Photography. The inimitable, the amazing Troy Pava, among many, many other wonderful people, and a park ranger, storytellers, and lots of other people. It's going to be an extraordinary event. And you might ask, what does this cost? If you haven't been to the website, it's $399 for 3 days of content, which is probably about 40 hours of programming. And not only do you get access to the live, you get access to all the replays for a year afterwards too.
Right. So it's 40-ish hours of content, but available to you for a whole year.
Right.
So we do have 3 simultaneous tracks running each day. So, you're not going to be able to see everything live, but you will have access to everything, and you'll be able to watch all of those programs, more than once throughout the course of the following year.
So let's kick it off with a question from the field. Jay is talking about that directly. How long do you expect it to post the recordings after the summit? Jay, we actually anticipate posting the replays during the summit. Now, the key word here is anticipate. There's only 5 of us, and we're running the entire summit. We have planned everything to the T's, but we like to leave a little bit of breathing room when it comes to expectations. So I feel very confident that we'll be able to post the replays during the summit. But if it's not during the summit, it's going to be very, very, very shortly afterwards, like the next day or 2. So hope that helps.
Cool.
So
I was thinking those events, it's not going to be like those event-based videos.
Moving on. So the most common question that we get is, which classes should I choose? And I want to qualify that. People are asking that primarily because when you go to register for the site, and you need to use the mouse to click on that, you click on Book My Place. It asks you to choose stuff, right? So we set it right here. We suggest using the select all box. Just do this, and you'll see all of them light up orange, right? And then choosing your talks. You could go through all of these, right? But there's a ton of them. So to save you time during registration, if you know you want to do this, just click select all and then move on to the next stage. So that is something that you should do. It would be a lot easier to just select that. Now, why would we suggest that? Because you can spend a lot of time and do a lot of planning, but just in case something changes, which is not likely, we're pretty locked in right now, you can go and spend the next couple of weeks thinking about what you really want to watch live. The reason you want to do this is, depending on the mechanics of how this works, it's best to have your name in for the things you must attend live. Because if we end up using Zoom, we're deciding, just doing our final tech check on things right now. You might be pushed into a Zoom room, or it might be something that's on the web page. So making sure that you say, I want to be in this talk is an important thing so that you can get into the right places. So please just choose the talks that you want, even if it's more than you anticipate attending. There's no disadvantage to it.
Right. So what Matt's saying is that if you are signed up for a talk, you're going to get an email confirmation with a link to that presentation. So you'll be able, and a reminder, so you can just click and jump right in when it's time.
Yep. The next most common thing we're getting asked, and this was kind of answered already, is it being recorded? Absolutely every single session. Yep. So don't have FOMO. Just plan your schedule. Go to the things that you want to attend live. Go see the people that you really want to ask questions for, or perhaps there's a giveaway that catches your attention too. I would go content first, but there's some pretty cool stuff that's going to be offered by the speakers and the sponsors.
Yeah, and we're announcing those next week, right?
Soon.
Or maybe over the weekend?
Soon. It's going to be shortly, yeah. It's just putting on a summit's a lot of work. So are the replays streaming or downloads?
Well, they are replays, and they're going to be of they're replays. Yes, they are replays. They're streaming, and they're going to be hosted privately, so they're only accessible to people who have registered for the event, and they're going to be available for one calendar year.
Perfect.
It's not something that's going to be on our public YouTube channel for free later on.
Right. Let's go. Let's see. I got some more coming in. Can we go in and out during a program? Aha. So Ed, there's those two questions. Yes, you can leave during a program and go check out one of the others if you want to. Just make sure that you've indicated that you want to go to both by selecting them as talks that you want to go to. And yes, you need to be present to qualify for a giveaway. So if you really love an object that's being given away or a service or something like that, then stick around for the whole talk. This question, some talks likely fill up. We've planned this in such a way that it can scale. So it is highly unlikely that anybody will be left out if there's a very popular talk. There's a lot of room to grow in this. And to the best of my knowledge, that's a no. No, like we can have 500, 1,000 people in a room. So
if a talk fills up, we're going to need to hire a event management company to deal with this.
Yeah, if it does, but that's a good problem to have, right?
Right, it would be.
Yeah,
it would be. Yes.
Yeah. So that is good. So let's see. Do you have to be at a presentation? Oh, we had that question already. Great.
We did.
What if I want to watch two classes during the same time slot? That was kind of already asked too. Like you can pick one and go watch the replay on the other, or you can bounce in and out between them. I would recommend personally sticking with one and staying there, so that you get to experience the whole thing with the confidence that you'll always have access to all of them. This was a good question that we got yesterday. Will there be gear talks?
Yeah. So we don't have a specific talk just on night photography gear. However, most of the presentations, gear is going to come up organically, and as what equipment is useful to the subject at hand. Mm-hmm. And in addition to that, B&H will be part of this, and they're going to have their own separate little room where people can go in and ask a couple of different B&H reps, questions about equipment. So, and no, Gabe is not going to be one of those B&H reps because he's going to be presenting or monitoring the other presentations.
Yes. I would also add that there's a likelihood that some of the sponsors will also be around, and
that's
we'll
right.
We'll see how they can interact, but we'll make sure that if and when and where you can talk to them.
Right. We have some sponsors that are sponsoring a particular presentation, and in many instances, they'll have a company rep there in that presentation to answer questions during the Q&A session at the end. And there are other sponsors who are like B&H who are sponsoring the entire event, and they'll have their own room. They're going to be there, I think, all day on Friday and all day on Sunday.
Right. This is good. We're getting follow-up questions in here. Are the giveaways available for the international attendees? This is why we love doing these Q&As, because this is a question that hasn't been asked yet. I don't think there's a definitive answer to this. We haven't specified that, but we're going to talk to the people doing the giveaways to see if they have restrictions on shipping, to see if that's, and we'd like to be upfront about that. And thank you for asking that question.
Yeah. I'm guessing that Canada is not going to be a problem. And I know we have 2 sponsors with giving away products that are Europe based anyway. Mm-hmm. So that may be some yes, some no. We're not sure yet. And then there's also a couple of prizes that are gift cards or coupon codes. So those, of course, will definitely be available internationally.
Right. This was kind of half answered. Thank you, Ed. Will the sponsors have a presentation room? We do have that third track to make sure that there's space for sponsors to get in there and talk with people should they have representatives available. And this is a great question.
And again, some of them will be in the presentations that they're sponsoring. That's
right. That's right. So if there's a particular track that they have sponsored, they're definitely going to be present the whole time for that, and you can chat with them. Will there be time for Q&A during sessions and after sessions? We built our schedule this way. The presentation time slots are an hour long, and most speakers will be speaking for 45 minutes, leaving 15 minutes for Q&A at the end.
And then we've got a 15-minute window in between session times. So there's a little bit of leeway for catching your breath or, running over, as some people are wont to do.
Right. And that's something that we're aware of. We don't want the conversations to end. We will need to keep the summit on track and on schedule so that everybody gets the amount of time that they were promised, and that everybody knows when things will start and stop. But we'll see what we can do with that third track. So if conversations do want to continue, that you guys can go have them someplace. Further up the track, thank you so much for tuning in from Australia. What a pleasure. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, I know that there is a huge night photography and especially light painting community in Australia. So thank you for joining in.
We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's see. What other ones do we have here? Aha. So I'm gonna share the screen real quick again. You may have noticed, if you scrolled all the way down to the bottom of the homepage, that a hallmark of something that we do at National Parks at Night is we really love our T-shirts, and we're kind of nuts about them. We make a custom T-shirt for every single workshop that we do that's never to be printed again, because it's just for those workshop attendees. And we've really brought that sort of threads culture over to this. And we wanted all of our attendees to have something special. So each attendee who signs up has the option to say, yes, I want a T-shirt. If you live in the USA, the shipping's on us. If you live outside the USA, you can say, I'd like to pay for the shipping. The shirt is something that we pay for. So right now, we're still in the golden period where if you sign up for the summit, there's a good chance that you have the shirt by the time the summit begins. If you sign up by Friday, that is. If you sign up after Friday and you say you want a shirt, you're still going to get it. It just might not be for the summit. And wouldn't it be fun to show up to one of the parties in the evening wearing your summit shirt? And that's a dream of Gabe's, and I want to help Gabe with his dream because I think it's a beautiful dream.
It is indeed.
Yeah. And Lance, are these shirts glow in the dark?
Yes, they are.
Yes.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. So, in case you didn't get it, nightphotosummit.com is where you can go register. We would love to see you there. And I'm gonna keep this open and ask if there's anybody else that has more questions. Otherwise, on the website, we have a page called FAQs. It's up in the top bar of the browser, where we're going to keep adding the answers to these questions. And I'm probably going to go embed this video there anyway, so that people who like to watch instead of read get a chance to have their questions answered also. So I thought I saw one other question in here. Give me a moment. Hello, Ken. You know, actually, we could say hello to some of our regulars. Hi, Steven.
Hey, nice rat.
He always starts with that. It's trademark rat. Yeah. And Ed.
Hey there, Ed.
Ed in both places.
Eunice in the
Katrina.
house. Hey, Katrina.
Yep. And Eunice, hello. How you doing? And Ken, who later on said he knows it's Matt, not Gabe. It's no big deal. Good to see you.
Hey there, Ken. And hey, thanks a lot for helping to spread the word, Ken. We appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ken. This community is just amazing. You guys are great. Yeah. Hi. I don't remember seeing you here before. Hello, how you doing? Big Tradunzo. I hope I said that right. Hit the replay. You can rewind on this and you can see it. Or when we stop streaming, you can watch the whole thing from the beginning. We're glad you're here. Thanks for leaving your comment. And then Ken says, thank you. Oh, you guys are, oh, thank you, Ken.
All right. Wow. Thank you.
Wow. And everybody else who has shown their support by sharing what we've been putting out there, we really appreciate it. And if you choose to do so again, we appreciate that also. Thank you for your hard work that complements our hard work. We all have the same goal. Let's make better pictures at night.
Indeed.
Woo. Yeah. Okay. So here's the question: is this on Zoom? We originally planned for Zoom to be how this works. We found something that might be a better solution to it that doesn't require some of the things that Zoom does. We're investigating it. We'll get back to you guys. But no matter what we choose, it's going to be the best choice for the content, so that the experience is good.
Yeah. So if you haven't used Zoom very much yet, it is something that you can do directly from a browser. Right. The experience is a little bit better if you actually download the application and log in through there. Right. It's a pretty simple process. It's not real tech heavy, that's for sure. Yeah. But as Matt said, we're looking at another option, and we'll make a decision shortly as to what's going to be the best way to go.
Yep, it's a fairly recent development, but it's very promising. So, Jay asked us about talking about Everglades. No problem. Just email us, adventure@nationalparksatnight.com, and we will get right back to you. So I'll flash that on screen right now. Just give us a shout. We usually answer our emails daily, if not hourly. So, yeah, just give us a shout. Sue, thank you, Sue. Last night, I was exhausted. Yeah, I stepped out the front door and I stood in the middle of the street and took a couple of pictures of the neighbors' houses. But I got it done.
You still did it.
I still did it.
You still posted it today.
I'm still now I've gotten into the habit of scheduling out my posts for a whole week. So I sit down on Saturday and schedule out through the following Friday. So I can spend the whole week doing other things, making new pictures. So, thank you, Sue. Wow, good crew tonight. Well, the good news is, was it cold? Yes, it's cold up here. It's just hovering around freezing every day, Jay, and a little bit below freezing at night. So, yep, I chose to start this project in the winter. Yep.
Well, it makes for good photos.
It does.
Cold fingers, but good photos.
Yeah, and night comes quick.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. So, Lance, can you think of anything else that we might not have covered?
No, I would. I'd just say again, if you're going to register for this thing, remember that it's going to ask you when you register to choose your classes, and don't get hung up trying to make a decision at that moment. Choose all of them, and then you can always go back anytime before the summit begins, and even after it begins, and refine your choices and uncheck some of them, or just make your own calendar of the ones that you want to attend live.
Right.
But that is part of the software system that we're using, that you need to choose your classes during the registration process. So check all box, and you'll be good.
I thought of one more question that we should definitely cover.
Oh, do tell.
Time zones.
Ah, right.
Yes.
Okay.
So on the website, you might see times, right? When you're on the schedule page, it doesn't say what time zone it is. Your browser is detecting what time zone you're in, and it may be adjusting this. So on this page, the time zones are shown in your local time zone. When you get to an individual page, you're going to see that it shows the time zone there. So if you're not in Eastern Daylight Time, you might see a different thing, and it's trying to adjust to make sure that your local understanding of when these are going to happen is as clear as possible. So, yes, that's it.
Yeah. Oh, so what are the overall hours? We're starting at 11 a.m. Eastern and running.
Well, I'll just bring the page back up again. So, yeah, we start at 11 a.m. and we run through generally, let's see, on this first day, 6:45 p.m., and then there's a film screening at 7 p.m. And the next day starts at 11 a.m. Eastern time, right? And then
Everything's
runs,
in 1 hour blocks.
yeah, 1 hour blocks with 15-minute breaks, right? And that ends at 6:45, and then our party, which is a virtual party, mind you, starts at 7. So
Unfortunately.
I know. I'd like to have beers with everybody, but yeah, we can just have beers near each other. So yeah.
Right.
So all right. Well, I guess that wraps it up for tonight. We really appreciate you guys doing what you do, choosing to hang out with us. We hope to see you at the summit. Yes, this is the question I think I might have seen. Is there going to be interactivity? That's the one I couldn't find when I was scrolling through.
Right.
These are going to be, depending on the speaker, lectures or presentations, and they will generally take questions at the end because they have a 45-minute block of time to get through. Some speakers may have interactive elements. You could probably sing along with Grant, right? So we'll see. It really depends on the flavor of the speaker, how interactive it is. But none of them are pre-recorded. These are all going to be live. So that's one of the exciting things about this is the content is fresh, the speakers are real, and your questions will be read.
And what we didn't mention really, speaking of interactive, is the image reviews, which will definitely be interactive. And
Right.
then we've got two of the evenings we'll have the after hours party event and the
Right.
movie screening on the other night.
Right.
So.
That we just found out that in Australia, my Where Do I Start presentation is at the end of a typical night shoot.
Oh my goodness. Well,
thank heavens for replays.
It's recorded.
Yeah.
That's right.
Or when you're just getting finished shooting, take another 5-hour energy, sit down, make a pot of coffee, and start watching the presentations. We really hope to see you there. We hope it works out. For you to be there live, I'd love to say hello to you. So if it doesn't, I understand if you catch us on the replay. And like I said, we check our emails all the time, and I'll flash it again. We have 2 email addresses now. We have adventure@nationalparksatnight.com and adventure@nightphotosummit.com. They both go to the same place. So If you have questions, please ask us. If you miss this and you leave a comment to wherever this video is playing, we will see it and we will answer you. If you send us an email, we will see it and we will answer you. We're eager to help.
All right. And we would love to see you February 12th through the 14th.
That's right. So everybody have fun seizing the night. Lance, it's been great chatting with you.
Yeah, thanks, Matt.
I'll see you online, buddy.
All right. Okay. Good night, everybody. Thanks.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.